Hi, and welcome back to CloudNets, where networks meet cloud, and this is the Season 3 premiere. Yeah, we didn't believe we'll see the day. So, today we're going to talk about some myths about disaggregated distributed chassis or network cloud or whatever. And we have our famous Mythbuster.
Yes, that's
Ran.
me.
Thank you for joining. So,
My
Ran,
pleasure.
I'm going to throw 3 myths at you. And we'll
I'm
see.
supposed to bust them?
Yeah, you're
Ooh.
going to bust them. So
3.
So the first myth about network cloud and this architecture in general is that it's a one-off. It's, just DriveNet and it's just AT&T because, AT&T is, the main customer. And this is where it's going to stop.
Okay.
Is that so?
Oh, not really. Okay. Well, above AT&T is huge. AT&T is over 50%, that's true. But we also have tier 1 customers based in India, based in Japan, based in Europe. We have the DDBR coming from TIP, which is kind of becoming a more predominant standard, and lots of operators are chimed into this. So it definitely goes beyond AT&T. Besides that, there are also alternatives. So it's not just DriveNet deploying DDCs. There are other solutions. It's just that, they are not as good as ours, and that's why you don't hear about them. But they do exist.
And actually, in a recent report, I remember reading that out of the 10 main SP globally, 4 of them are already deployed DDC, and 4 of them are in testing phase. So
correct.
It's a big thing, and it's
80% of the tier 1 market is quite big.
So this is the first myth. Thank you for busting.
Yep.
The second one is the operational headache, and specifically the fact that we take the backplane of the chassis and distribute it, and it's all cables and connecting different boxes, and there's an operational fear that how do you approach this? How do you troubleshoot this?
Okay. On the contrary. Traditionally, you would have a chassis, right? Kind of a big black box. Anything that goes wrong within the chassis, you're dead in the water. You don't know what's going on the inside.
Yeah, and it goes wrong. Sometimes you enter a card and you
one of the pin is bent.
Yeah, one of the pin is bent, and the whole chassis goes.
It's Murphy's Law.
Yeah.
Something will go wrong because something will just go wrong.
Yeah.
Things happen.
So also in DDC, things go wrong.
Absolutely.
But
while in a chassis, you don't have any ability to troubleshoot the insides of the chassis, right? In a DDC, you can. All the interfaces are external. You have probes and indicators as to what's going on between these interface points, and therefore you can troubleshoot in a better way what's going on in the insides of a DDC because it's a fact outside.
So while in a chassis you can't go into the backplane and fix maybe a single connection that went bad, you have to replace all the chassis. Here you have visibility to the fabric and the chassis, and you can pretty much troubleshoot.
Just because you close your eyes doesn't mean that the problems go away. Here, you don't close your eyes.
Okay, great. And the last thing is that there are lots of boxes, and it's a fairly complex architecture, at least in terms of the number of elements in a single entity or a single cluster. And you will probably need more people. People are talking about adding full-time employees in order to handle this complexity. And actually?
Well, actually, also in this case, quite the opposite. You can solve one big problem, and that takes a lot of expertise. And you can break this problem into a lot of many identical small problems. This is how you automate. You can automate a lot of many small problems, but automating one big, huge problem is a bigger challenge.
And this sounds familiar.
Yeah, because you heard it before, because this is exactly what the hyperscalers have done going into building these huge facilities, data centers. They say they automate everything, they normalized everything into something which is replicated in many, many times, and then apply automation onto this, and this is how you get to 4 engineers managing a data center of 100,000 servers, and wow, how is that possible?
So actually less FTE than,
a lot less FTE, a lot less FTE. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we promised 3 myths
busted.
And thank you very much, Ran, for busting. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for additional episodes of Season 3. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.